Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Play of Beholder. My name is Anna Mardal, and I think we're near the end game. We don't have enough money to pay for immigration yet, and I really had been hoping that there would be a way to talk to our connection one more time about people who could help me, because I assumed that once I had helped the spy that would bring the price down. But apparently that mental who owes me is a check that you can only do once, because I can't seem to ask him again. But we have just we're just shy of the amount we need to give him. And whenever our tenant finishes his blackmail letters, we should have all of it. Yeah, there it goes. We had a new tenant and we blackmailed him several times in order to again exploit the blackmail system, which frankly is probably not how the game is supposed to be played, but here we are. Actually, yeah, I have exactly the amount we need. What I don't know is what's gonna happen if I give the money to my connection. I don't know if suddenly the game will just insta-end and we'll get out, or with Papers, Please, there was a countdown. And with this game, it seems a little bit less time structured. What am I missing? I know there's another place I can put a poster. Oh, right here we go. Nathan is standing by the... We could give Nathan more money or more stuff to... so what I'm going to do is... I'm going to turn in a completion report because I'm hoping that they'll give me a new quest and that will save my game. That's my hope. Oh, first of all, we have to report the bomb was disarmed. I thought they knew that. Did you defuse the bomb? Thankfully, yes. Good job, Carl. You saved our citizens and the property of the state. You've earned a reward. Carl Stein, this is the official notification of your upcoming performance assessment. In 5 days, an investigator will arrive at your building to pick up your notes and documents. What will be the results of the assessment? If you commit more than the acceptable number of violations, you will be laid off. You will also be arrested for sabotage. Is that clear, Carl? What if it's the other way around? If the number of violations you commit is within the acceptable limit, you will not be laid off. I don't know what violations means. Carl Stein? Yes, who is this? Listen and don't interrupt. You managed to defuse the bomb, but this goes against our plans. If you don't want that to happen again, do as we say. Go to hell! I won't blow up a building full of people. We don't care for your tenants, except for one. Exterminate Inga Birkenfeld, or next time it will be 10 bombs instead of 1. Why? What do you have against her? If that will placate what's left of your morals, then okay. That bitch is the chemistry expert in charge of the secret experiments the Ministry of Control is conducting. Now they're creating gas that can switch off the tentorium glands and damage the prefrontal cerebral cortex. Is that a new weapon of war? You're right, it's a weapon, but it's not what you think. The gas turns people into obedient tools. They have no fear and experience no moral dilemmas. People like that don't know guilt or sympathy, so it'll be used against our own. They're going to turn future generations into perfect workers and soldiers. She must be stopped. How? You're a smart man. You'll figure something out. And remember, Carl, if you fail, the next bomb will go off in your apartment. Well, that sounds fun. Gardens for work. The internal investigation of the case of the Ministry Gardens is over. We are happy to report that every garden belongs to the Ministry of Households and is not private property. The gardens are being used exclusively for state affairs and agricultural activities. Everyone knows what they're doing. Who doubted that this would be the result of their fake investigation? Okay, wait, can we talk to... We can't. He's going to work. We have some strawberry soap. Let's give it to our wife. Can we give that to our wife? She always wanted soap. Oh, wow. Suddenly... Oh, I can give her strawberry soap. I can give her strawberry soap. That makes me happy. I brought you strawberry soap, Anna. Oh, Carl, you remembered I love strawberries. Thank you, my love. I have a surprise for you, too. I found a golden brooch by the bus stop. None of the tenants have reported losing it. Take it. Perhaps you could sell it, or maybe someone will come looking for it. I've seen that. Was that the generals? We've talked about Patrick before. She says she thinks he's doing okay. Martha's doing all right. I was notified about an oncoming assessment. I'm afraid, Carl. I'm not thrilled about it either. Who knows what they could find out about me? They're always loading me down with impossible tasks. I've had to break more than a few rules. Oh, Carl, what should we do? I'll figure something out. I don't know what that means in terms of, like, at the beginning of the game they said they'd overlook a few blackmails, but, like, I've done a million of them, and I don't know if that counts against me or not. I feel like with Papers, Please, I knew whether I would pass or fail the assessment. But with this, I don't know. I don't know what they're assessing. Let's ask about Inga Birkenfeld. What do you think of her? I think she's not what she seems. Have you seen her daughter? How could anyone raise a kid that way? She's weird. Really, Carl, I wouldn't want someone like that living next to me. She told me she's going to bear 7 children for our dear leader. The first one will be a girl, and she's going to name her Directive. Anna, what do you think about us leaving the country? I think this is a bad joke, Carl. Where could we go? I understand your attitude, but this is not a joke. We have a chance to emigrate. It's risky, but do you want to? Carl, we take risks every day. I want to go where my family will be safe. It's a place where kids don't die because customs bulldozes over imported medicines while all our hospitals have is cotton and saline. What kind of life is this? Let's leave, Carl. Okay, yay. Anna's on board with leaving. Is it true, Carl, there was a bomb in the building? Don't panic, it's okay. What if there's another one somewhere? I'll find it and defuse it. Calm down, Anna, it'll be okay. I wanted to... What is Bruno doing here? Are you serious? Yes, I'm trying. Find the vandal that defaced the banner at once. Yeah, I'll put that real high on my list of things to do. Hi, Bruno. What's up? Greetings, Carl. I have heard that an inspection is planned. Do you think you will pass it? I will do everything possible. I'm afraid you have already made all, or almost all possible. The inspection will reveal all the violations, if any. Are you sure you devoted yourself to the motherland in full? I do not know what to say. Once the inspection is inevitable and nothing can be changed, let things drift. It is not too late to change your fate and the fate of our beautiful country, Carl. What are you implying? I'm not implying anything. I am blunt. You see, the state does not make mistakes, but people do. And it is only because a man is a poor creature with passions, emotions, and weaknesses. The state is a machine aimed at the public good, though forced. But since ordinary people like me have control, we can forgive many things to the faithful servants of the people. If you are not sure that you were a perfect employee, or you think you made some mistakes, a solid contribution to the needs of our great motherland will give you a second chance. Oh! Okay. I remember seeing Bruno's name in the... Okay, if we pay him a state contribution, we get a... Ignorance is power and freedom is slavery. Badge, achievement. If we give him a military contribution, we get a war achievement. And if we pay the $60,000 to save ourselves, then we get the gold standard. Okay, so I'm going to say, go back to the talk later. Did it save? Please say it saved. Okay, so it actually, thankfully, saved before... So we're going to do a couple things first. Please come to the door, sweetie. Here is the money you need. Congratulations! Soon it will all be over, and a new life will start. A real life, Carl. And yeah, the game just ends right there. Okay. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Let's
spark
of
New Tomorrow movement gradually fanned the flames of a revolution, and the wise leader's tyranny was overthrown. It took years to dispose of the enormous bureaucratic machine, but in time, the people could finally sleep peacefully at night.
Except Carl, who never slept again.
Freedom of speech and the right to privacy were the first entitlements the new democratic government restored, and every official that misused his or her position was arrested and locked up in the jail cells previously occupied by political prisoners. Although the revolution took many honest lives as well, one can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? The war raged on for decades, grinding the people into a homogeneous, meaty pulp.
I thought we stopped the war.
Able-boiled youth died by thousands every day in the pointless massacre. And all technological, medical, and agricultural progress was sacrificed in the name of violence. Carl and his family made it across the border, where they found friendly smiles, clean streets, and beautiful blue skies. As soon as they stopped worrying about their lives, they realized living without constant supervision was not only possible, it was liberating. Patrick graduated from the local college and became a successful architect. building gorgeous and comfortable houses, he could never bring himself to design an apartment building. Marta's health improved considerably in the warm climate, and her charming smile left no one untouched. Eventually, the family saved up enough to open a small cafe which Anna managed. Carl's experience in cataloging data and observing others came in handy too. He is now the best librarian in the country, and he never thinks of the broken people of Kruszwica 6. Well, almost never.
So we had a happy ending. The war didn't end, even though I thought... I guess it's because we left Inga alive and didn't kill her. That's all I could think, is that if we had killed her, then the war would have been different. I'm accidentally mimicking the narrator's accent because I do that unconsciously, and it's always very embarrassing. If you give me just a second, sorry, I'm trying to pull up my Steam achievements, and I thought I could do that online. Aha, here I am. So we got Brave New World. That was the revolution. The war never changes. The grass is greener. Carl went abroad. And most important thing, all family is alive. We don't have... So there's a couple of quick achievements we can grab. Sorry, it's pretty. They got good music, like. Also, I feel bad. In an earlier one, I said something about I thought the poorly translated English was intentional. Like I thought this was an American game, and that the English translation was like I said, an intentional aesthetic choice. I didn't realize, oh no, this was made by a German company, and presumably they had to pay somebody to translate it into English. So I feel kind of crappy because, well, partly I feel crappy because every time I try to load the game tries to crash, and I worry that I'll have a broken, corrupted video. Please don't corrupt. Please don't corrupt. Come on. Come on, Beholder. Please. Please. Oh, thank you. Okay. So, fortunately, the game saved right after we talked on the phone, right before we talked to Bruno. So, there's contributions we can make. First of all, we're going to make a military contribution. I want to make a military contribution. Our tanks will go around the globe. You'll see, Carl. No doubt. I like that you firmly believe in the strength of our army, Carl. Alas, things are not so bright. That's why the army needs such contributions. In theory, that should have gotten us... Oh, we already had war number changes because of the ending, so that was pointless. But hey, if you wanted to get it, that is one way to do it. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. I'm gonna hold off on the state inspection just yet. And I'm gonna do the save yourself. I would like to make a personal contribution to favorable inspection results. Do not be ashamed of your weakness, Carl. We should admit our mistakes in time. I'll see what I can do for you personally. The data on some violations can be lost. One hand washes another, but don't get it wrong. From this moment, Carl, you're working for me personally. Oh, good. I want to go talk to Inga. Oh, hi, Inga. Oh. So, by the way, there are people who want to kill you. There are people who want to kill you. They put a bomb in the building, but I defused it. I knew they found out about the gas, but I never thought I would become a target. And my daughter's life, too. Tell me about the gas. Well, there's no point in trying to hide it now. We make gas that allows our patients to feel no fear and make the right decisions. What do you mean? Where do I start, Carl? It's complicated. Do you know the primary difference between manics, or should I say heroes, and regular people? They don't know fear. Their neural system works differently. The signals enter the cerebral cortex in a different way. Or, to be more precise, not like yours. I can't explain it. You wouldn't understand the terminology. We can free regular people from fear, too. Trust me. Life won't change, but there won't be any more fear. Isn't that paradise on Earth? Are you serious? Absolutely. Those emotions simply prevent people from working and doing patriotic duty. What are you going to do next? I had planned to move and was ready to do so, but it will only become possible next summer. Will you help me escape, Carl? As long as I'm here, you'll keep having problems. So I can evict her to protect the building. Or I can help her leave. I already have enough problems. I hope I won't regret this decision. I promise I'll make up for everything as soon as I'm on the other side of the world. Just kidding. I need papers for my daughter and myself. Clean passports would be perfect. Do you have any? We do. Who gave them to us? Oh, it was the guy we helped with the, You wouldn't believe this, but yes, I have some. I wasn't even hoping for us. There's nothing else I need. I'll be leaving in a few days. How about tonight? There's a bomb. Find the vandal who spoiled the poster. I have 46 hours. How do you even find that? What's the quest called? Ministry order? That's kind of vague. Nothing in the washing machine. Was it Irving that had paint? He's got paint, and he's on the same floor. Who do you think ruined the banner? Why would I know? Are you accusing me? I received an order to hang propaganda banners. I spent hours putting them on, and then I found out one of the banners was ruined. Once the auditor is here, it won't just be me. The whole building will be in deep water. Jeez. Sorry, buddy. I'm old. I didn't consider the consequences. I can't bear all of these lies anymore. Poor kids. They're like sponges sucking in all that propaganda crap. So it's your fault? I don't know what got into me. Hey, listen. Don't tell on me. I'm too old to go to jail. I'm good at drawing. Want me to fix it? Sure. Hurry up. Thanks, son. I'll draw you something really badass. But we still have to... Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's fixed now. Maybe they're calling to congratulate me on it being fixed. Carl Stein? Inga Birkenfeld left the country. Did you help her? You're insane. I'd never let that monster go. And I did almost everything I was asked to do. All I needed was a little more time. We believe you this time, Carl. This isn't our last conversation. Stay in touch. Carl, what happened to Inga Birkenfeld? How could she leave the country? That was a rhetorical question. Your tenants are your responsibility. One more incident like that and you'll end up in jail. She was supposed to do her job. You are fined. Cool. Cool. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Nathan. And we're gonna sell everything, because I don't want to go through inspection with... I don't know who that is. I'm just gonna sell everything, because I don't want anything found on me during inspection that's gonna get me, you know, in trouble. Also, apparently I have literally no choice but to turn in... Oh, I hate this. Irving, apartment 4. He's a watchman. He violated Directive 6058 on October 18th. The Ministry of Information sent you a request. Document 5 characteristics about your tenants. Get to work. I understand. I don't have 5 tenants anymore. You've arrested them all. There's nothing left. I literally can't do this. I can't watch this. We're just gonna get through it and then get to our ending where we stay in the country. Which is 88 hours from here, from now. Just gonna whip through it. Just gonna keep our head down and whip through it. Just gonna keep our head down. Just gonna keep our heads down. Hi Nathan, hope you're doing well. If I need more of that strawberry soap, let me know. My wife really likes it. Maybe some like local soda, not that foreign stuff. "66 hours. We're just killing time now." So, I started out really liking this game, and I wouldn't say that I hate it. I like the ideas, but it's actually kind of sad to me how in a game that's supposed to be about spying on people in their through security cameras and, you know, going through their drawers, there's very little of that. The cameras are less about learning about people and more about just knowing if someone's in the apartment or not. You only really go in the first time they move in and kind of do an inventory. I would have preferred a situation where you wanted to check back each day, where things moved around or new things came into the apartment, or, you know, things were brought in from the outside. I would have liked the cameras to result in more profile information. Like, they're always talking about stuff, so you should be able to see, you know, what are they like in the kitchen? What are they talking about when they're in private? What do they watch on TV? What are their interests? I would like to feel rewarded for paying attention to the cameras, when in reality, as far as I can tell, the stuff they talk about, it's basically just like if you play The Sims and you see them talking, but it doesn't usually really affect their profiles. So you get into this rhythm of, you bring somebody in, you go through their apartment once to get like 4 or 5 hobbies tops, and then you send off the profile and you never update it because there's usually never anything to update. I would find it more interesting as a game dynamic if you were supposed to monitor things like, what types of television do they watch? Like, okay, for example, instead of these broad orders that are come down and say all rubber ducks are banned, it would be interesting if the state responded to the profiles with, okay, this guy has broken bottles and bows and arrows. He could be athletic and clumsy, or he could be dangerous. Find out what kind of shows he watches. Does he watch, I don't know, war movies, or does he watch the sports channel? Because that would help narrow down whether he's interested in violence or whether he's interested in... Does that make sense? Like, I wish there was follow-up on the profiles. Okay, our phone is ringing. I'm trying to pick it up. There we go. Carl Stein, these are your assessment results. 0 violations. Great job. You are a valuable employee. Thanks for your work. You must go to the Experimental Cloning Center for standardization. Oh. Cool. Great. We're going to the Experimental Cloning Facility.
The spark of New Tomorrow movement gradually fanned the flames of a revolution,
okay, but we
and
still
the
get
wise
the
leader's
revolution
tyranny
ending.
was overthrown. It took years to dispose of the enormous bureaucratic machine, but in time, the people could finally sleep peacefully at night. Freedom of speech and the right to privacy were the first entitlements the new democratic government restored, and every official that misused his or her position was arrested and locked up in the jail cells previously occupied by political prisoners. Although the revolution took many honest lives as well, one can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? Unexpectedly, each party having an ultima ratio turned the tables. Both sides were afraid to use it.
Okay, so we did stop the war.
But the fear of the enemy using the nuclear club was even stronger. That led to the cooldown of military operations. Several decades later, a reluctant peace was made. Though not at once, both countries managed the economical conversion, but the search for external enemies never ceased completely. Carl's remarkable determination and loyalty to his job was well rewarded. The state had finally found its ideal employee, one with no doubt, remorse, or attachments. Carl was chosen to become the golden standard of citizenship in a new cloning experiment, and before long, thousands of duplicate Carls started their jobs.
Okay, but I actually kind of like that bribing our way through the violation test resulted in us being the new gold standard for ministry clones, given that we spent the entire game undermining the government as much as we could. So, presumably, all the little Carls, they're like malware robots. They're like Trojan viruses. They're like, ah, yes, I will serve the state. On a platter.
The original Carl died in the process, but no one cried for him, because there was no place for regret in the wonderful future of the great state. Only happiness, always hardcore.
Okay, so that's another ending. I'm going to do a quick refresh. So I'm going to go down what achievements I have. I have Die Like You Mean It, which is being killed by a tenant. I have, I'll start with this. We have 25 of 60. That's 42% achievements. Die Like You Mean It, be killed by a tenant. We were killed by our wife when we turned in Patrick. I did nothing, force a tenant to commit suicide. That actually happened twice. Billing them softly, that's being caught in a theft by the police, which obviously we were caught several times. Not a big dealer, report the drug maker, that's one of the first tenets. Family Guy, get on track with your family, that's when you give them a saucepan and the doll and the economics books. White papers, blackmails, write a blackmail letter. We wrote so many blackmail letters. Bahama Mama, set the shimmers off to cruise. We did that in a previous playthrough. I choose violence, dishouse Klaus Schimmer in a hard way. We did that here because we didn't have another option. I wanted to put them on the barge, but the barge guy moved out, and I couldn't put them on the cruise because Aloysius never hooked up with Clara. Pimp My Bride, find a woman for Schpack. Obviously, that's a meme on Pimp My Ride. Bad Time Stories, turn the agitation device onto the children's radio wave. That's when we changed the propaganda truck. Dirty Hands, take part in the attempt on the life of the general. We led him out to get stabbed. Not So Dumb. This dumb is not mine. It's a reference to the... So dumb is a word that they used to use for people who can't speak, people who are mute. It's considered kind of an ableist slur now, so I wouldn't use that in that context. But again, this was translated and they may not have known that. Then we have the ending achievements. The gold ones, so we didn't play in trainees. So the gold is the expert mode, and you also get the silver trainee version as well. So I don't have to play in trainee just to get these. Brave New World, that's when New Tomorrow completes the revolution. What is it good for? The war ended with a ceasefire. Apparently the trick to that was to give the nuclear plans to Valverde and to get Inge out of the country so that her new invention couldn't be used by our side. War never changes. That's battle actions still take place on the border. We got that the first time around because we didn't bother to get rid of Ingve, so her gas presumably turned the tide of war and kept it going. The grass is greener. Carl went abroad. Most important thing, all my family is alive. Citizen. Carl became a gold standard of the model citizen. We also have No Man's Spy, be out of conceit with the secret ending. I think that's the thing where I flipped over the newspaper and we found the secret phone number. And then we have Patricio Muerte, Make Peace Not War, War is Peace, Unpaid Holidays, Social Unit, and Gold Standard. Those are the trainee versions of the endings we already got. Here's what we don't have. There's 10 hidden achievements. I don't know what those are. I think it might have something to do with the DLC, but I'm not sure. Well, no, because here's some DLC ones. So we have My Heart Will Go On, Send the Shivers Off to Sail the Barge. I wanted to do that. Easy Virtue, have Clara live in the house twice. I was also attempting to do that. But in both those cases, again, Jones moved up too quickly to send them off on the barge, and Clara didn't move in with Aloysius, because we didn't get Aloysius's quest. We waited too long. Freedom is slavery. State influence upon citizens' life has increased. Supposedly you get that by making a state contribution. So real quick, we're gonna do that now. But it means we have to do the, oh, crumbs. I feel like Ministry Order was where I lost track of the... That last, 10% always makes me so nervous. Yes, okay, so it was Ministry Order is the save Ministry Order. If we go to Bruno, it's almost like the ending of Tron here. We can give him a state contribution that helps the state spy on citizens. I want to make a contribution to the needs of our great state. Great! This is the right choice. With your help, the law in tarpaulin boots crush the revolutionary Hydra. And now that we don't have the full amount of money, I'm gonna try to escape without the money and see if we get a different... Are you sure, Carl? It's very risky. As you wish.
Due to the efforts of hundreds and thousands of people like Carl Stein, the state machine kept growing and growing. The New Tomorrow movement was destroyed and all of its members arrested. Some of them died in the mines, the others perished while being punished or were executed. Their weak voices were drowned by a cacophony of mottos and slogans. dissidence was exterminated without mercy, and the citizenry was of a single mind. No doubts, no reluctance, no unnecessary questions. Isn't that happiness? The war raged on for decades,
Okay, this is
grinding
the war
the people
ending. We've seen
into a
this.
homogeneous, able-boiled youth died by thousands every day in the pointless massacre.
We cannot get clip past
And
it.
all technological, medical, and agricultural progress was sacrificed in the name of violence. The family's attempt to immigrate failed. Carl wasn't simply arrested, he was executed on the spot as a traitor and a state criminal. His family's fate was all over the mass media, and their deaths served as a dire warning to anyone considering escape. At long last, the Iron Curtain fell.
That doesn't look very executed. Alright, another ending, I believe. So we had 25, we now have 29. And so we got freedom is slavery, state influence upon citizens' life increased. Stop or I'll shoot. Carl was caught on the border while trying to escape. That also includes borderline disorder and ignorance is power. So yeah, we got 2 new endings, which got us 2 new. And then, last but not least, if we go back to Ministry Order, and wait. And wait. And continue waiting. If we go up to Bruno and say, I refuse. This is your right, Carl. I hope you will not be handcuffed at our next meeting. Wow, okay. We do still have to finish out the 111 hours of game. We're going to go turn in no, not Blackmail. Irving, Apartment 4, and it was the most recent. And see if I can get Ingrid to leave. Oh, turn her against her mother. Do you know your mother is helping enemies of the state? This can't be! Can you prove it? If she's pro-state, how come she has foreign currency? Your mother is a double agent. You're right! She hasn't declared her love for our dear leader recently. She'll pay for this! Oh wow, okay, so Gerda just shot her mother. That's... I didn't know you could do that. Carl Stein, great job. I believe some money would help you forget what happened. We've heard Inga Birkenfeld died. We know it was an accident, but that doesn't mean you can neglect your duty. We need to know more about our citizens to prevent such occurrences. Provide 5 tenant characteristics ASAP. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense about why they suddenly insisted on profiles if they're nervous about if they're nervous about the murder and or the flee abroad. Oh right, I was gonna... Hey Nathan... doesn't matter. I'm planning to fail the assessment anyway. I might as well be found with illegal stuff on my... So, that will leave, well, for failing the test, we're gonna get Validol or Validation, and we're gonna get fired out of a cannon. In terms of achievements for this game, that leaves sending the Shimmers on the barge, Clara living in the house twice, and all your family dying. Then there's a whole bunch for the DLC, which I think is about your predecessor, but a predecessor. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's a prequel in some sense. And I know there's a sequel with Beholder 2. I have a lot of complicated feelings about this game. I might try the second one if there's a demo and see if it's a little bit more surveillance-y and a little bit less... I don't enjoy a game as much when I feel like I'm manipulating the code. You know, oh, I'll just send out 10 blackmail letters per tenant. But honestly, if you don't send the blackmail letters out, I'm really not sure how to keep your family alive and safe. It seems like that's the only way to get the money that you need. The prices are so inflated. There's just early on so much that you need and no way to... Are you in a tight spot? I think I can trust you. I have an opportunity for you. You'll be taking a huge risk. The fight will start in a bit. Oh. No. No, no. I can't even refuse to take part in rooster fighting, which I find morally repugnant. So that's... We're just gonna sit here quietly on the... There we go. We will sit here and wait for the ending. I feel like we should be counting down the hours. 44, 43. The hours are not counting down nearly fast enough. It's gonna be like a minute to go and my phone, my in-game phone's gonna go off. Oh, let's find out. What are the results? Wise Chief won! Of course, we knew to bet on Wise Chief because, Just out of curiosity. Okay, so we got up to 180,000 $180,000. We knew that Wise Chief was a winner because his wife, or rather the wife of the man who runs the fighting, mentioned to us earlier, which that was such a weird. I gave her 5,000 because I had lots of money, and I was like, sure, here's a good cause. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't given her 5,000. Presumably something unpleasant. $11. $7. $6. I actually do think the phone rings. There we go. These are your assessment results. We passed? Well, what counts as a violation? I was trying to fail. Well, dang.
The spark of New Tomorrow movement gradually fanned the flames of a revolution, and the wise leader's tyranny was overthrown. It took years to dispose of the enormous bureaucratic machine. Freedom of speech and the right to privacy were the first entitlements the new democratic government restored, and although the revolution took many honest lives as well, one can't make an omelet. Unexpectedly, each party having an ultima ratio turned the tables. Both sides were, but the fear of the enemy using the nuclear club was even stronger. That led, though not at once, both countries managed the economical conversion, but the search for Carl and his wife and daughter stayed in their first-story apartment, and Anna found a job. Even though Marta's poor health remained a source of stress for her parents, they had enough to pay for her treatment, and her happy laughter often brightened their moods. It's a shame things didn't turn out differently for Patrick, though. His family missed his juvenile maximalism and drive to succeed.
Okay, so that could have been a lot worse. I don't think we got any new achievements for it. No, we did get one. Iron Curtain. Carl was left in the country. So it's not. It's not one of the best endings, but it's kind of a decent. Okay, you did your job and did the best you could, kind of. I don't know what counts as a violation then, because I thought blackmailing would count as a violation. They said, a little blackmail won't be a problem, which implies that a lot of blackmail would be. So I don't know what counts as a violation in that case, because it can't be blackmail. We did a heckload of that and refused to pay off Bruno. So that is Beholder. I don't think we will be playing any more of this game. I'll look into the DLC, but I don't think... I don't know what it is. I need to look into it. If I do, I'll actually label it... what's the DLC called? I genuinely don't know what the DLC is called. If I go to Steam... Beholder. It's called Blissful Sleep. If I do a playthrough of the DLC, I'll actually title it appropriately so that you'll know what I'm doing. And but I don't. I will say at this exact moment, I'm not exactly tempted to play more because honestly, it felt like a slog getting to the end. But I'll also admit that sometimes when I've been playing something for a while and I walk away, even if I'm frustrated, I sometimes still want to scratch the itch a little bit more. So, you know, who knows? Not me. Thank you for coming along with me through this. If you're watching all the way to the end here, you've watched 10 of these videos. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, this has been Beholder. Overall, great concept. Is it a perfect game for me? No. Do I think other people in here would totally appreciate it and have fun with it? Absolutely. You know, just because I do or don't like something doesn't mean that it's not great for somebody else. So, you know, as far as I understand, it's a small developer. All the love and support to them. So yeah, thanks for coming along. Thank you to the developers of Beholder for making the game. And my name's Anna Mardal, and I'll see you in the next video, I hope. I'm glad to be back recording. I really appreciate, I know I haven't been for a while. My wonderful, the love of my life moved in with me, and that was really wonderful. But then the pandemic started here, and he was working from home at a job that required him to be on the telephone a lot in our study, which meant I couldn't really do a lot of Let's Playing because the study is where I record. And, you know, his clients would have heard him over the phone. But he's actually back in school now, and so I can record when he's in class. So hopefully, cross fingers, knock on wood, hopefully I may be able to do a few more recordings in the future, which would be fun because I like it and I like playing games and I like talking to y'all. So I will see you hopefully in the next playthrough. I don't know what it'll be. I have a whole list of stuff in Steam that I'm like, I could get an hour out of this, and then maybe we'll go from there. Or, you know, some things I pick up and go, I don't think so. So we'll see. I'll see you in the next game, whatever it may be. Thank you for coming along. Bye-bye.